Food scrap composting, because a rind is a terrible thing to waste.
If you like throwing your money away, keep taking your food waste to the landfill.
There are many reasons to compost food scraps. One of the most important is to save money.
Food waste is the heaviest material that you can be disposing of. We collected for composting a little over 1,000 tons. That amounts to around $30,000 worth of savings a year.
It costs us a lot less to dispose of our compost than it does our regular waste.
So every ton we bring down here, which is about a 1 day's run, saves us $58 at the landfill.
At the Wyoming Correctional Facility, food scraps are separated and brought to their on-site composting facility.
Last year, our total diversion of somewhere around 18,000 tons was a cost avoidance to the taxpayers in the state of somewhere around $2.8 million.
Some facilities make arrangements for off-site composting, while others complete the process of composting on-site. Turning food waste into compost may be easier than you think.
Nature does most of the work for you.
Composting is the process of breaking down organic material into a nutrient-rich product that is used by all plants. Good management speeds up the process.
The main thing that more careful management does is it tries to create the conditions in a more uniform way throughout the pile. If we let it get hot, it'll start to break down on its own. So the free turning and management will accelerate the composting process quite a bit.
There are many different methods of composting to choose from. In locations where there is space available, windrows can produce compost in 6 months to a year at very low cost, depending on how intensively it's managed. In-vessel systems vary in size and cost, work well in areas where there is a space shortage, and can produce a product in as little as 20 days, plus curing. Worms can also be used effectively to create compost.
This trash needs to go someplace anyway. It's a matter of it just gets steered in a different direction than out to a compactor, you know.
And then the training component, it didn't really cost, anything other than normal training does. It was just a different spin on, hey, this is how you handle this waste.
Composting is not a difficult thing to do.
Depending on the size of your operation, composting can take from a few minutes to a few hours per day.
It's a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. It's really at most 15 or 20 minutes a day.
I would say that it averages out over the year to be about 10 hours a week is all that's involved in it, a couple hours a day. It's making people aware of waste. We've actually seen a reduction in food waste from the dining halls as a result of this.
Food scrap compost has value, both in terms of dollars saved in disposal and in producing a useful product.
As far as what the final product is worth, it's probably worth about $1 a yard.
This past spring, we sold 3,000 cubic yards of compost to this general community, but it's the money that we made from the sale of that product that enables us to continue to grow and continue to remain in business.
We have currently a waiting list, people who have come to be notified as soon as it's ready, and they're going to come and get it.
Many businesses compost their food scraps to be used in plantings and landscaping. They use their own compost instead of purchasing compost or peat moss, mulch, or other soil amendments.
So you can see the results are. We found that disease and insect pressure was lessened quite a bit. It goes really well. People feel good using a product and recycling a resource like compost.
I like flowers, and this stuff definitely helps them grow. Why should we buy the material to put in our flower beds when we can create it ourselves?
10 years ago, how many people were recycling? Not many. Today, you can recycle all kinds of ingredients, and communities have made it a lot easier to do. And I think the same kind of transition we've seen in the last 10 years, we're going to see in the next 10 years for organics recycling.
Our hospital's mission is to improve the health of the community. I mean, that's what we're about, wellness, health. And we have an ethical responsibility to manage our wastes in the most environmentally sensitive ways. We don't want to have an adverse environmental impact.
Well, we want to be the leaders in this industry, number one. We want to be a way for us, okay? And also we have to save and help the earth, too, that we put back what we get out of the earth.
We've shown that even in the cold northern climate of northern Vermont, that we can maintain temperature piles of 150 degrees in the middle of the winter when it can be below zero outside. If we can do it here, other people can do it as well.
We've pulled the clean organics out of the waste stream. Okay, we've been able to save money. We're having fun doing the project.
And it's nice to get out here, get our hands dirty, and feel like we're physically making a difference. Physically making New York a little greener, a little nicer.